I'm sure we can all agree that Ferrari invokes a certain passion in its fans like no other brand. I'm happy to be one of those people, so for me, it really doesn't get much better than a week we spent touring northern Italy with a group of the most special modern Ferraris on our Corsa Cavallino tour. It did get better though, when I was thrown the keys to one of the most important Ferraris of all time. The Enzo. Growing up as a Ferrari lad, getting to drive any Ferrari is very special to me, but the Enzo is real bucket list stuff. I was 19 when the Enzo was released, and I still remember it vividly. Ferrari was extremely protective of it. You had to be chosen and invited to buy it, and they didn't even send one for Clarkson to drive. What speaks more than anything else about how special the Enzo is though, is its name. In all of Ferrari's years producing road cars, only this one was deemed worthy enough to wear the name of Ferrari's founder. So, if you'll allow me to pinch myself to make sure this really is happening, let's head out for a drive in Italy in a Ferrari Enzo.
This really is a very special sort of car. They named it after Enzo Ferrari, the man himself. So this had to tick every box in its day. And you know what? It's ticking a lot of boxes right now. Yes, the technology is getting on a little bit. The gearbox is slow. But trust me, it's just part of the car. I've just spent the week tonking it around Italy in an F8 Spider, and I was expecting this to feel slow, but I'll tell you something, it's really not. 650 brake horsepower from that naturally aspirated 6-litre V12 that revs all the way around to 8,200 RPM. It's so light on its feet as well. If you get on the throttle that little bit too early out of a corner, it can feel it on the edge. What an experience. Out of all the places to drive a Ferrari Enzo, to bring it back to Italy, his homeland. We're about 2 hours away from Maranello, where this car emerged from its gates 20 years ago. And it just feels fresh as a daisy. I remember being a teenager and watching Tiffany Dell when he got invited to the factory to drive on around Fiorano. He got told that he got 5 laps along with every other journalist, and he made the most out of it, because one of the things he said was probably not going to get the chance to drive an Enzo ever again. And yet here I am with a Ferrari Enzo for the day on some fantastic roads in Italy. Growing up as a Ferrari fan, this is about as good as it gets. The induction noise, that's what this car's about inside. It's so raw. I mean, there's bits of the dash missing, not that they've fallen off, just how it was designed. If there's something that this car can do without, it doesn't have it. It's as simple as that. It's got windy windows because electric windows add weight. It's really, really stripped out. If you've ever been lucky enough to drive a 360 Challenge Stradale, it's like that, but on steroids. And not only that, but you've got a V12 soundtrack. Don't get me wrong, I think a Strad sounds incredible. But when you're in an Enzo, it's a V12. That's a Ferrari engine. It's got to have 12 cylinders. That's what they say. Oh, just looking over, I've got the hills, some incredible views, and it's one of those cars that you can park up, get out, and every single angle, and I mean every angle, this car looks incredible. It's a little bit Marmite as to whether you like the styling or not, but you can't deny it is a true supercar in the way that it looks and its stance on the road. That nose where it comes to a point at the front, that's no accident. That is supposed to be the front of an F1 car. But Ferrari didn't try to make this as a race car or an F1 car like the Ferrari F50 would be for the road. This was always designed as a road car. I wouldn't exactly say it's the best of road cars in how you would use it, but as a driving tool. My face is starting to hurt already. I've been driving it for 5 minutes. I wish you could be here with me. I really wish I could share this with you in person. It's so well balanced. As soon as you stick that nose in, boom, it turns. The steering's just perfectly weighted. It is power assisted, but you get lots of feedback from it. Like I said earlier, the gearbox, it's slow, but you can forgive it because it's just, well, the Italians would just say he's adding the character. And it was height of the technology at the time, as was this steering wheel. Having your lights and all your buttons on your steering wheel, including your indicators, that was first trialled on the Ferrari Enzo. And as usual, the technology that comes out on their hypercar, that then filters down onto the Ferraris that you have today. Well, I've got a bit of a straight coming up. Let's wind it through a few gears. Listen to that song! This is what an Enzo is designed for. And quite honestly, if I did this anywhere else in the world, people would hate me for it. But right here, I'm driving a Ferrari Enzo quickly. Now in Italy, that basically makes you a legend. As soon as you drive through a town or anything, the attention this car gets. People just love to see a Ferrari being driven over here, and that's why we've brought this car back, because let's be honest, in the UK, if you try to drive an Enzo properly on the road, you're going to lose your license, you're going to upset a load of people. What a special day, and hats off to the owner for letting us take this car all the way to Italy. It's just done the Corsa Cavallino tour with us, where we took it back to the factory, actually. It went through the pearly gates where it once emerged, and to see that moment of a car like this being returned to its birthplace, it's a special thing. Time to bring her in. I've had my fun. At the end of the day, this is someone else's multi-million-pound Ferrari. If I could, stay out all day. Just let this be my Groundhog Day. I'll live this day over and over again.
I think you can tell it meant a lot to me to have the chance to drive a Ferrari Enzo on those roads. It was a real once-in-a-lifetime, tell the grandkids when you're older thing, and I won't be forgetting it anytime soon. I'm really glad that I can say I met one of my heroes and I wasn't disappointed. The Enzo feels very much like a race car. You can feel the lineage back to the F40 and F50 with it being so bare and focused. It really is very raw, but perfectly drivable on the road. I thought it would be a handful with 650 brake horsepower in a car with old tech, but the chassis is so well balanced and the steering is so accurate that it gives you a surprising amount of confidence to push on. It's an incredible machine with a legendary V12 engine and an iconic, timeless shape, and I would say it absolutely deserves its name.